So anyways, this is like my third time trying to do this video. Well, the first time that somebody attempted to kidnap me was this man when I was 13 years old, was following me on my bike. And he was trying to ask me, what my name was, saying I was cute, saying I was pretty. He wanted to take me out to eat. All the while he's behind me and I'm waiting to cross the street. And I could see, because I lived 2 blocks from where he started to follow me. And I could see my little brother. He's playing outside. And I'm thinking, I'm going to get to the house. And I'm going to tell my little brother. And if this man still follows me up to the house, we're going to jump in. But the man didn't follow us. He just stayed on his bike at the busy street. He didn't cross the street with me. He didn't follow me. He just sat there. And I think it was partially because my little brother was right there and I started talking to him. And I think he realized that there's possibly adults around, so he just stopped where he was. Then this other incident, I was much older. I was 25 and I was living in Oklahoma City. Well, I went to go sorry. I went to go run because, I don't know if you guys ever been to Oklahoma City, but in Oklahoma City, when it's summertime, it is super hot. So humid. So it's you can't even run during the daytime. I mean, you can, but I always ran at night. So I was running this one night, and it was a different route than I usually take. I usually stay in the neighborhoods, and I would run about 5 to 6 blocks, and then I would run back. And then I felt like if I still had more energy, I would do it again. Well, this night I ran. I thought, being that it's 9:30 at night, I was thinking I'm not going to run through the neighborhood like I usually do. I'm going to run around on the busy street where all the street lights are and there's a lot of traffic. And if anything would happen, there's 3 stores on that same block, and I didn't have a phone, so I was just thinking, if anything was to happen, I could just run into the store and tell them. Well, I passed all of the stores, and then I was running back down this block towards my parents' house, and then there's this parking lot that I have to cross. So I was crossing the parking lot, and then it was a little downhill, and as soon as you get towards the downhill right here, then there's a fence and there's a tree, a little bush, Well, I was walking down that little area right there down the hill. Then this car pulls up right beside me, and then I'm looking at them, and I can't see who they are because it's a Jeep, old school Jeep, is white with tinted windows, and I couldn't see who they were. So I was looking, and I could hear him, and he's like, "Get in." And I heard that, and I was looked away, and I was thinking I'm just gonna act like I don't understand English. And I kept, walking down the hill, and I said, "Get the fuck in." And he pulled up on where that little bush is right here. Say this water bottle. It's the little bush. He pulled up. He hit the bush halfway, knocked the bush halfway down, and I'm walking right here trying to squeeze through. After I seen him, the way he did that so aggressively, like he didn't give a fuck, and he wanted to like try to block me from going past, then I felt like I need to get away and I'm gonna run because there were some apartments right here. So then after I seen him do that and I squeezed through, because there was a little tiny area right there where I could just squeeze through, so I squeezed through. I ran to the apartments, and then I start knocking on the door, just knocking on any door, just seen a light on, and I ran to that door, and then I started knocking, and I looked back to see if the guy left, and he didn't leave yet. He was still sitting there. And then the Mexican man answered the door, and I said, "Can you please help me? This man is bothering me, and he tried to run me over." You know, and I said it like that because I felt like if this guy don't understand English, maybe he'll understand something. Then the man was like, "No, no, 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 no." And he was going to shut his door, and I blocked his door, and I said, "Please, please, 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 help me, help me, help me." And he said no, and he slammed the door. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then I looked back, and the man was still sitting there. Then another lady was coming out, and she was going to her car. So I ran over to her, and she jumped in her car. And I was like, "Can you help me, please? Can you help me? There's a car over there, and he's trying to run me over, and I'm scared." And she like looked at me, and she shut her door, and then she rolled her window down just a little bit. And I said, "Please, can you just stay right here? Like, stay here. Don't move. Don't start your car." You know, I felt like if I could stall her from not going nowhere, that he's going to think that we're calling the cops, and then he's going to leave us alone, leave me alone. So she was like, no English, no English. And I was like, "Please, please, please, help me, you know, and I was about to cry at this moment. I was so scared. And I was like, "Please." And then she was like reaching for her purse, and she gave me $1. But I wasn't even asking for $1. But then I'm like, wow, that was sweet. But I don't need your money, you know. I just threw it back in the window, and I was like, no, 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 no. Then I looked to see if the guy was still there, and then he slowly started backing up off of that bush. And he turned around, like he could have went straight, but then he didn't go straight. He like backed up and he turned around, so we couldn't see his license plate because there's a fence right there. So he just took off. As soon as he took off, I just looked at the lady. I said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." And then I ran down the block so fast. And so scared, I just ran down the block, and then I there's no backyards. Like, you can't just, you know, like try to cut through somebody's backyard. So then I ran in everybody's front yard instead of like just, you know, staying on the road or like staying on the grass. I literally ran from door to door to door, looking around left and right. Run to the next door, look around left and right, run to the next door. And there was probably like, I would say 5 houses. And I just like finally got back to my parents' house. And then I was scared, and I was like, my knees were shaking. And I went inside, and I was drinking some water, and my little brothers were awake, but you know, they were just like playing games, and I was like, you guys, somebody just tried to run me over, somebody just tried to kidnap me. And then they're like, did you see who he was? What does he look like? And I was like, no, I didn't get to see who he was. I couldn't see who he was. He had tinted windows. And I was freaking out. They were freaking out. And we all went outside. We turned off the lights. And then we thought, what if he tries to come creeping by? So we were standing outside with bats. And we were just sitting there waiting for him. He never came. After the adrenaline stopped, then I got angry. Because I was like, why this person just think that they can just kidnap me like that? Like, they think that I'm just gonna jump into the vehicle, because they were yelling at me, and I was like, what the fuck, thinking I cannot run anymore. Now I really do have to run in the daytime when it's hot as fuck. I can't run at nighttime no more. Yeah, I was just more angry than anything. Then this other time, wasn't me, but it was my friend. And she's a big party person. And she just, at this time, she just lost her brother. So she was constantly drinking and going on drinking binges. And while she was in Rapid City, she went out and she was drinking with people. And I just figured she's okay because she's with her friends, and she knows people all over the place, and everybody knows her, so I didn't worry about her, and I just figured she's dealing with her sadness and everything. And then it's 2 days went by, and I haven't heard from her. So then I thought, what's going on? She normally comes to visit, or she calls or something. Next thing, I get a phone call, and it's the jail. And it's her. And I accept it. And I'm like, are you okay? What's going on? Why are you in there? And she said, I stole a car. I thought, you stole a car? Why? You have a car. Why did you steal a car? She says, well, I left my car and I thought I can walk home. And she said that she blacked out and she came to, and she was beside a river in Rapid City. And they call it just Rapid Creek or something, And she woke up and she was by the creek. And then she said that a white man, came walking up on her. And he was like, do you need help? And she couldn't get up because she was so drunk, She said, yeah. So then he helped her up. He helped her sit up. And then he was like, come on. The next thing she remembers is he's carrying her, because she's real small. She's I don't know, 5 feet. But he carried her into a truck, a pickup truck. And then she said that was one of the memories that, something that she remembered was he put her in a pickup truck. Then he got in, and then that was it. She didn't remember nothing after that. And then next thing, she said that she came to, and the man asked, she said that her jacket was off, and her shirt was up to here, and her bra was off. So then she was like, sitting there thinking, what did this man just do to me? And the man was saying, do you want some more alcohol? Do you want some more beer? And she just said, yeah. So then she seen him get out of the pickup truck. And then she knew something happened to her. Why it wasn't her shirt on right? Where was her bra? Her jacket was gone. So then she said she was coming to a little bit, and she seen the man walking into the store, and she had no idea on where she was. But the man had left his car keys in the truck. So she moved over, and she said she can barely get herself to get to the driver's seat. And she got to the driver's seat, she started up the truck, and she took off. As she was taking off, she hit into another car. Then she hit into a sign. And then apparently, this man had taken her. He was at a gas station in Spearfish. And if you know Rapid City, then Spearfish. Like, he picked her up from Rapid Creek and took her to Spearfish and was trying to buy her more alcohol and did God knows what within that time to her. So then she was trying to get away, and little did I know, I was living at Star Village at the time. Little did I know that she was coming up there to my house with a stolen truck to tell me what happened, to tell me about this man. And I have to look through my records, but I'm pretty sure I could find out what that man's name is. Because right after she called me and told me everything that happened, like this man kidnapped her. He did probably raped her, but she didn't know because she was drunk. And she took his truck and she was trying to get away. Now, the next day she had court. So I went to the court date. The man didn't want to charge her with nothing. He said he's just happy that she's okay. And he said he was just giving her a ride. Why would you be giving somebody a ride? You pick them up by the creek and you're taking them back to Spearfish. You know what I mean? So this man was really attempting to kidnap her and keep her intoxicated and keep her drunk. So that was one of the other incidents that has happened that I know of for sure. Because I went to the courts, and then I was trying to get my friend, well, she was willing to do it. I was trying to get the cops to file kidnapping charges on this man because of everything that she's telling me, and how he just took her like that. It was like whoever this man is, and then he didn't want to charge her or nothing. He just wanted to make sure she was okay, making it seem like, oh, he's just this really nice man that picked this woman up and was giving her a ride, when all the time he was trying to kidnap her. And he took her bra and he took her jacket. But then whenever she went to court and she tried to tell the judge all of that, the judge automatically just assumed that she's lying because she's Native American. If you guys ever come to Rapid City or anywhere in South Dakota, you will see that South Dakota is very prejudiced and very racist against Native Americans. All because, I don't know, there's just so many reasons on why. And mainly it's because they want us to be extinct. They want us to be gone. And we're still here. Being that we're still here, it makes all of these prejudiced white people angry. So I really do feel like all these people that are missing, from the kids to the teens to the moms, I really do feel like there is a group of people that are picking them up anytime that they see a Native American hitchhiker, anytime that they see a drunk native by the river or underneath the bridge by themselves. They pick them up, and this is their job. This is what they want to do, because they want to kill us off one by one every chance they get. And they've been doing this. I feel like they've been at this. That's why there's so many of us missing. And then they probably go to the bars and just laugh about it and talk about it. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like we need to have our own system where we have people at the bars listening to these conversations, listening to this drunk white man, or these two drunk white men talking about, about a time that they took a Native American away and did something to them. Because I'm pretty sure whenever they get drunk, they want to be all in their glory of what they did and what they accomplished. And we need to be like, have our own Tiger Swan, you know what I mean? And be out there listening to all of these and what they did to our people. In case you wonder what I'm drinking, this is flavored water. You can see that it looks like a tea bag, and it has all of these little seeds and whatnot, and it flavors your water raw like this one. It kind of tastes like, I don't know why, but it tastes like roots and with a cherry taste. I don't know why I like that taste, but I do. But yeah, till the next video, you guys take care of yourselves, take care of each other, look out for each other, because they are out here literally picking us up like we're nothing, like we're nobody, and that's not right. And for all of you that I asked you guys to share my Facebook post about those two boys, please go and share it if you can. They are still missing. And I contacted the news this morning, 2 different news channels. Come to find out that there's 3 news channels in Rapid City, and they're all connected to one. They're actually all one, but they all have 3 different names. It's KOTA Territory News, Black Hills Fox News, and KEVN. Those are all one news channel, which is crazy because I thought they were all separate, but they all have the same phone number. And then there's KEVN. That's a separate one. Well, I contacted that one also, because I want the news to be on these boys, because they need to, really be out there letting everybody know that they are still missing. And I really do feel like they went missing it was a blizzard night. They're saying, being that, my theory of this group, I don't know what it is, but I really do feel like there's a group and more than just one that is out here picking up Native Americans. And I feel like they were there and they picked these boys up. And they're probably somewhere laughing about it like it's nothing. And also the other girl that is missing is Larissa Lonehill. I went to a few of the rallies that they had for her. Another missing girl out of Rapid City. And I find her post and I'll post that and then share that, please. Alright, you guys. Dope shot.